Prometheus, a titan revered for his daring act of stealing fire from the gods and gifting it to humanity, forever changed the course of civilization. But his defiance did not go unnoticed by the gods. As retribution, he was bound to a rock, where each day an eagle would feast upon his liver, only for it to regenerate and be devoured anew. In the age before time was marked by mortal reckoning, and when the cosmos still danced in the shadow of his own becoming, the Titans reigned supreme. Among these primordial beings, there arose two brothers of distinct natures, Prometheus and Epimetheus. Prometheus, whose name meant forethought, possessed a mind ever reaching forward, while Epimetheus, afterthought, dwelled in retrospection. Together, they stood as embodiments of the past and the future, in a tale of what has passed and what may indeed come to pass. As the epic struggle, known as the Titanomachy, a savage war between the ancient titans and the usurping Olympian gods unfolded, Prometheus, with his visionary insight, foresaw the inevitable triumph of the gods led by Zeus, and he chose to align himself with the rising powers. When the war of the titans reached its tumultuous climax and the Olympians emerged victorious, Zeus, in his magnanimity, bestowed upon Prometheus and Epimetheus a monumental task: the creation of life on Earth. Guided by the divine mandate of Zeus, Prometheus and Epimetheus set about their work. Epimetheus, embracing the spirit of spontaneity, fashioned a myriad of creatures that would roam the earth, each endowed with their own unique traits and talents. Meanwhile, Prometheus took a more deliberate approach, fashioning humanity itself from the clay of the earth, sculpting beings in the image of the gods. Thus, the first mortals came into existence, frail yet filled with brimming potential. Yet, as Prometheus beheld his creations, he saw that the people he created were shivering in the cold and suffering from the attacks of the now powerful and ferocious beasts created by Epimetheus. And so he recognised the absence of a vital element, a spark that would ignite the flame of progress and illuminate the path for mortal beings. Moved by compassion for the fledgling race, Prometheus resolved to bestow upon them the greatest gift of the gods, the power of fire itself. In the hallowed halls of Mount Olympus, Prometheus turned to Zeus, beseeching him to share the sacred flame of fire with humanity. If only they had fire, Prometheus lamented. They could find solace in its warmth, cook their food, and fashion tools to live better lives. But the king of the gods, fearful of mortals attaining divine knowledge and rising to challenge his authority, spurned Prometheus' appeal. "I will not grant them fire," spat Zeus with terrific anger. Prometheus stood back in amazement. But why ever not? With fire, they could rise to oppose us. With fire, they could believe themselves our equal. With fire! With fire! His voice tailed off. Prometheus, he said, staring him in the eyes, they must not be allowed fire. And so, Prometheus, heeding Zeus's words, returned to Earth to watch over his creations once more. But as he watched over his creations with an omniscient parental eye, he began to see scenes of desperation unfold. Panning over the expanse of Greece, Prometheus saw his creations being attacked by vicious animals, or huddled in caves for warmth, trying to escape the cold of winter. Always ever fearful of the dark. In his heart he knew they needed fire. And so, undeterred, Prometheus devised a plan to circumvent Zeus's decree. Under the cover of darkness, he ascended to the heavens and seized a fiery ember from the chariot of Helios, the sun god, concealing it within the hollow stalk of a fennel plant. Returning triumphantly to Earth, Prometheus kindled the first flames of fire, illuminating the world with its radiant glow. Humanity, once shackled by darkness and ignorance, now basked in the warmth of Prometheus' gift, embarking on a transformative journey of discovery and innovation. With fire as their ally, mortals fashioned tools, tamed the wilderness, and forged civilizations that reached ever skyward. As the mortals revelled in their newfound glory of civilization, Zeus from his lofty throne on Olympus beheld the flickering flames from the earth below with mounting fury. Enraged by Prometheus' audacity and the ascent of mortals beyond their ordained station. And so, Zeus resolved to unleash his divine retribution upon the Titan and his beloved creations. Confronting Prometheus with an anger that seemed to shake the cosmos itself, Zeus cast judgment upon Prometheus, condemning him to an eternity of suffering and torment. The king of the gods bound Prometheus in iron chains to the craggy cliffs of Mount Caucasus. There, Prometheus endured the agonizing torment inflicted upon him by Zeus's vengeful wrath. Each day, a monstrous eagle descended upon him, tearing at his flesh and devouring his liver, slowly, piece by piece. But because Prometheus was immortal, his organs regenerated overnight, and so the eagle would return the next day, and the next day, and the next, perpetuating his torment for eternity. And yet, through the relentless agony, Prometheus's resolve remained resolute, his spirit unbroken by the ceaseless cycle of suffering. But Zeus's wrath was not over. In an effort to further humble humanity and punish Prometheus for his defiance, Zeus commissioned Hephaestus, the god of the blacksmiths, to craft a woman named Pandora. Pandora was blessed with unparalleled beauty, but her most defining trait was her insatiable curiosity. As a deceptive gift, Zeus presented Pandora with a jar containing all of the world's evils and warned her never to open it. Despite the warning, Pandora's curiosity got the better of her and she lifted the lid, unleashing a multitude of plagues and sorrows and misfortunes upon the world. Through Pandora, Zeus sought to remind humanity of the consequences of disobeying his commands and the importance of living in accordance to his rules. And though Prometheus' story may have faded into the annals of myth and legend, his spirit lives on in the hearts of those who refuse to be cowed by the dictates of fate. His sacrifice became a rallying cry for mortals, inspiring tales of resilience, defiance, and the enduring power of the human spirit.